Hello everybody, and welcome back to another exciting episode of MugAndPlay. I am Nick. Today we're playing more Beyond You. It's been a hot minute since we played it, and since we played it, there was an update that came out. So you may see some updated art, or, you know, I noticed that the text is different, and all sorts of things. So I was able to update my game, get it all patched in. I'm going to take care of some bugs. Hopefully there's, you know, nothing weird like any more like weird bugs or glitches or continuity errors. Last time we were supposed to be on the lookout for Kana because we're thinking she might be the arsonist. So says Isla. But anyway, the afternoon was beginning to creep over the city, and I need to find Haruka. If she'd waited, that is. There you are, Dandleton. I thought you died or something. Oh look, it's Haruka, and she seems slightly updated aesthetically. I'm all about it. She looks great. I had to laugh at her hyperbole, even if it fell roughly after my conversation with Isla. You'll never guess who I just saw run past. Who? Who's that? Abraham Lincoln? Perhaps some sort of running version of Abraham Lincoln? Little Miss Prissy, wow, 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 why isn't everything perfect? Are you talking about Isla? Oh, Isla. Oh, Isla. Yep. Haruka had popped the pea a little too hard, spitting on me in the process. Gross. She failed to notice, even as I wiped my face. Just, bleh. Say it, don't spray it, kid. I never did get why you liked her. I guess she's tall and pretty and smart and smells nice, but like, what else? I mean, those are all, you know, features that are frequently liked. I narrow my eyes at Haruka, who raises her eyebrows, like, or was it something more, like her personality, or her charm, or the fact that she makes everyone feel special? What'd she want? Well, you know, just warning me about arson. You know, the usual gossip. Yeah, she wanted to catch up with me a bit about what she did over the holidays, and she couldn't do that here while you waited for me. I shrugged and felt immediate relief when Haruka shrugged it off. It's like, anyway, I'll just add her to my list. Which one? Because chances are, if you are adding someone to a list, there's more than one list. And if there wasn't before, there is now, and I'm on it. List of girls trying to steal you away from me. Wasn't she the first one on that list? No, that was Sakura in 8th grade. She stole my seat next to you and spent a whole class throwing candy at your desk, which got you in trouble for the candy and me in trouble for allegedly punching her. Oh, allegedly. Haruka had the nerve to say allegedly when everyone had seen her sucker punch Sakura so hard her nose bled. Sakura and Haruka had a history of tension, though. Sakura tended to pick on Haruka as she always responded. Haruka had zero cool about these things that she went through. Some would say she was passionate, but they were generous. Can we go now? We'll be here all night if we don't get going. It's like you're waxing poetic, having some sort of inner monologue. Oh, yeah, sure. I was just like, no, just gonna sideswipe my way out of here. Can't believe you remember who had a crush on me first. Oh, she wasn't first, but she was the first on my list. That's very dramatic. I don't know, people just seem to like you, Dandleton. And my list got a whole lot bigger since yesterday. Yes, how dare I be nice to people and have them like me in turn for that, but whatever. Haruka split off down the street and she lived a few houses down. It was easier to part ways early. Plus, her dad hated me. What the shit why am I on his list? Huh? My parents both worked and were inconsistent with their hours, which left me home alone. I was used to it. Despite a full day at school, I didn't feel hungry. There were packaged meals in the freezer or soups in the pantry. The empty house crowded me as I slipped off my shoes. The big, scary shapes outside my windows lingered like monsters when I was a child. Now they greeted me as old friends. You're just like Bobs and Dugnut, only you only wax poetic when there's nothing going on versus when there's way too much going on, like Bobs and Dugnut does. They tapped their branches upon the windows and staring in with moon-wide eyes. They'd never come inside and only looked in to keep an eye on me. In truth, the only person who'd break in was Haruka. She'd turn up with more bruises than words. We didn't talk about it much. Okay. With more bruises than words, so that means she got hurt and didn't say much. but we watched the monsters outside the windows together, my arms around her. All we'd have was a blanket and some of those instant meals. It's funny how easy it is to feel safe as a kid. Something tells me that that's the epitome of when she didn't feel safe. Dandleton, get a clue. She stopped coming over here over the summers. I hope that meant things improved for her sake. I kicked off my shoes before I went further into the house. As my conversation with Isla resurfaced in my mind, my appetite went away altogether. Oh man, Dandleton, you got a pretty nice room. That's a pretty solid view too, and I'm loving this huge corkboard over here. I mean, I got my corkboard over here, but it's not half as big as that. And I would love to have a whole wall as corkboard. I'd buy so many enamel pins. Anyway, I think it'd be best to ignore whatever Isla was talking about, right? What else could I do? I'm not about to pick apart the girls. And it sounded as if Isla only had only heard about them. I would have noticed if something was off, wouldn't I? Plus, I'm not a police officer. I'm not going to be able to crack the case. I roll my shoulder until I feel it pop. I had some history homework to do, but little interested in beginning. Usually I got home much earlier, but my time with Isla had really taken away my afternoon. Really? It only seemed like you were talking to her for like 10 or 15 minutes. I'm surprised Haruka even waited for me, but then again, she knows I wouldn't leave without her. It's sweet of her to have stayed. Even if we both knew she's never in a rush to go home anyway. I look at my bed, severely tempted to call it a day. What? A message? Oh, hey. It's Yumi. Is it just me, or was today a waste of time? No, it sucked for sure. It was, uneventful, certainly. Not what I expected of a final year class, to say the least. Even she thinks it's a waste of time. The nerd can't even handle it. I like that. It was nice to work with Yumi, though. Still don't understand how you'd want to work with me. Don't be so hard on yourself. I wonder if there'll be a time where we have to work as a group of 5. Or if we're gonna be split as we were today. It'd be dumb to make a big song and dance about groups and then not actually make us work together. It's like, do groups ever work? Everything is easier when it's just the 2 of us. More people means a broader experience and more accurate results. Imagine if you were born with only one option of who you become close with, if it isn't much of a choice. Okay, getting a little deep when we're just talking about group work for school, for science class. Well, I don't even get to choose, so neither did we. Face it, we all have someone we'd prefer to work with, that or we want it to be alone. We don't need each other. None of us do, not as badly as they're suggesting. That's the point of this. Oh. I didn't mean it like that. Whether we need another or not is irrelevant. We're designed to work together in a group setting. As such, we will operate as a group until we no longer need to. I have work to attend to, so I will be leaving. You should all get some rest too. Okay. Man, for somebody who doesn't say much, she sure's telling everybody what to do. I let my computer sit as I unpacked my bag. With no appetite and no interest in homework, I had few options. Binge watch something, or sleep early. Guess I'll risk it and just put something on. If I pass out, I pass out. With that, I changed into my pajamas and curled up in bed. Aw, that's how I end every day. Put on my pajamas, I get in bed, and I put something on YouTube until I fall asleep. I have no idea what was going on with my voice just now. Sorry for like the last 2 minutes of terrible dialogue. I angled my laptop to watch from my bed, curled into a ball. It didn't take long for me to fall asleep, even with my hectic day with obligations overhead. Homework was a future me problem. Oh, I'm sure future me will be thrilled that you made that decision. Do you believe you're smarter than everyone else? You've asked me this question before. And if I answer differently, I'll look stupid. So I'm going to say yes. Uh-huh. That's what a smart person would do. I slept terribly. Again. It's been harder to sleep lately, almost like I can't switch my brain off. There's no rest or time to unwind. Maybe it's anxiety or something like that. At least I woke up to sunlight just before my alarm. Tapped on my phone to turn off the buzzer before it went off. I sat up, rubbing at my sleep-ridden eyes, awake against my will. I considered skipping, but I couldn't see that through. I had never skipped a class, not even for illness. My parents wouldn't allow it. Haruka, her dad, didn't really care about as much about her attendance. I wonder if the other girls have strict parents, or... Strange thoughts that I have as I stirred, plodding off to get ready for the day ahead. Yeah, geez, Danielton, thinking about weird stuff, you weirdy weirdo? Aside from the history homework I pushed aside, my coursework was under control. Given that science had been such a breeze, homework-wise, it had been easy to stay on top of stuff, which still left my uneasy. Which still left my uneasy? You're uneasy what? Or just left you uneasy? Either way, sounds uneasy. But Haruka seemed to have adjusted to the other girls. I grabbed my backpack and headed for the front door, pleased as I was so ahead of schedule. Oh, pleased as I was so ahead of schedule. I put the wrong emphasis on the wrong syllable. But for all the times Haruka burst in with too much energy, she didn't turn up early today, of course. The one time I'd been ready for her to get here and she's late. Checked the time on my phone and looked to the door again, unsure what to make of her absence. Was she sick? I waited for her as long as I was able to, mindful that she could have gone early to save hassling me. Sometimes she did go to school early, to run the track, or... I heaved a sigh, sending a quick text to her to ask if she was okay. Then took the plunge, nerves building in my stomach. The last time she had not come to school had been pretty bad. Pretty bad how? Why? What's bad? Maybe this is good. Haruka and I can get a little too dependent on one another sometimes. It's good to have space, not to be dependent. I shouldn't need her around, and she shouldn't need me around. Though I'm not sure who needs who the most. I never see Haruka talking to other people. Does she even have any other friends? Or am I her only friend? And wait, is she my only friend? I mean, so far, all the rest of the people in this game are acquaintances and ex-girlfriends, so... Maybe, Dandleton. Don't judge, bud. No, there's Isla and the other girls. Acquaintances. This is good. Then why does it feel so awful? I sighed heavily, kicking a rock along the roadside. Just take that, stupid rock. Come away. Not in the mood for your rocky biz. I needed to stop focusing on Haruka for now. She would be at school probably, just forgetting to see me before she walked the rest of the way. I shouldn't make it out to be worse than it actually is. I had classes to think about, and plenty of new people to talk to. If I focused too much on Haruka, I'd worry, and it'd be worse for both of us. Instead, I need to make sure I'm ready for class. I'm ready to deal with those girls from Minami. You know, the school that burned down. It's been a while since I've been able to do that. There were only a few students milling around the outside of the school, and I could see a few smoking by the corner of the campus. Those rascals. Yeah, I said it. I said the R word. Not that R word. The worse one. Rascals. I avoided eye contact as they shot looks my way. Just, Mom can pick me up because they're smoking. I charged forward into the school grounds, not eager to get into a fight with the others. That was more Isla's job, maybe even Aiko's, not that I'd ever seen her get mad. Wonder what Kana or Yumi would say about such a thing. Truth was, I hardly knew these girls still. Yeah, so exactly. That just means Haruka's your only friend. Couldn't imagine Yumi smoking, not unless it was one of those nonchalant movie moments. They always make smoking seem glamorous in movies, when in reality it smells awful. True. First class is, a study period. Really? I hadn't checked my timetable too thoroughly, though. It didn't matter. Even though it's one of those classes one could skip, they still took attendance. Some people studied while others goofed around. Haruka didn't turn up for homeroom, though maybe she'd turn up even earlier than me? And I didn't actually know what classes the other girls were in. The question was, how would I use my time? Well, you could, learn to practice sign language, like you promised Yumi you would. But let's see, we can study in the library, we can check the track field, we can hide in the stairwell, or get some food. I think we should check the track field, because we should see if Haruka's there. I want to make sure she's doing okay. Maybe I was right about Haruka being at the track field. Only one way to find out. We gotta go there. Track field was set next to the bleachers. Fence kept the field separate from the rest of the campus. I approached, my eyes settled on the runners I could see. Few students sped around the field dressed for PE, though strangely I saw Haruka in her uniform, seated on the outskirts of the field. Her hair was freshly washed and a duffel bag sat next to her. She looked exhausted. There you are! Dandleton, I told you I was coming in early today. I did tell you, didn't I? Oh no, I didn't, did I? She turned white. She turned with owlishly wide eyes. Her mouth popped open as I approached. It was like a Pez dispenser, just what? No, you didn't. I agreed to help pick new recruits for track team this year. Tryouts were this morning. Means extra credit, but I'm so dumb. She slapped her hand against her forehead, hard enough that I heard the impact. Just... How can I do it? Just... It's alright, Haruka. Shit happens. I forgot to tell you. I caught her wrist before she could smack her head one more time. Just, no, stop hitting yourself. But no, I'm just kidding. Dandleton wouldn't do that. She flinched harder than I expected, and the wince lingered in her expression. She brushed it off when she saw me staring. She smelled like soap and deodorant, which was familiar in that she trained often. It varied. Sometimes she wasn't feeling like training. Her dad didn't let that sit for long, though. You wanted to do extra credit work. She nodded enthusiastically. I could see the hint of hurt that most would miss. Oh. Haruka, is everything okay at home? I let it pass, not wanting to pry right now. You know I love running. Yeah, but getting up that early? Her expression faltered as she shrugged away the topic. I needed to talk to you anyway. I would hope so. She snorted ugly and loud, her smile split even wider, just... Yeah, well, it's about Minami. She looked over her shoulder, conspiratorially. It's like they faked the moon landing. Anyway, and also I gotta talk to you about Minami. Then back at me, she took my wrist in her hand and yanked me to my feet. Took little coaxing for me to follow her under the bleachers, her two wide eyes and gentle smile, an invitation in itself. Oh my. What kind of information we getting under here, Dandleton, huh? She licked her lips and drew open her duffel bag, which she then let fall to the floor. In her hand was her phone, which had been switched off. She turned it back on and frowned as several vibrations went off. She had the look on her face that said her father had called, which made my stomach sink. It was hurt and panicked, but she hid it well. I knew her just enough to catch a false smile. When will the boy stop texting me, huh? Is everything okay at home, Haruka? She giggled softly as she thumbed through the phone. I waited patiently, leaning against the metal. We'd hung out here plenty of times between her track meets after school. It felt almost like our spot. I could see the little heart she'd drawn with her name and a boy she liked. And no, I wasn't the boy she liked. Not according to the heart, anyway. I took some simple joy from how she'd scribbled out his name. The boy had called her weird and torn up the handmade card in front of her. You don't do that shit! Even if it's something you don't want, it's like, okay, thank you, I'm going to take this. I have to go now, but thank you. And I narrowly avoided a suspension on the grounds of self-defense. I don't remember much from that incident. Go, Dandleton, you stick up for your friend. I do know that I hate seeing Haruka hurt, by anyone, even her own father. So? Haruka held her phone aloft for me to look at. Suspected arson at Minami School. So? Haruka scoffed loudly from the back of her throat and emphatically zoomed on the article. Just pinch and zoom. Look at this, Dandleton, you dumb shit. And she turned the phone back. It locked. I tried not to laugh as she let out a sound of frustration. It's like, oh, wait, hold on. God, that has happened to me so many times. As if it could feel its punishment or something. Here. I was one of the few people Haruka could actually lean against the shoulder of without having to crouch. I felt a mild sense of pride in that. Says it was a wiring fault, but that if that were the case, the school would have been closed. Like, no way they're gonna keep it open if it's gonna burst any second. And it was the last week of school, and like no students were even there, not for classes, except like, she skimmed the article before she jabbed a finger at the article. Less than a dozen students with 3 year 11 girls injured or killed. I looked over the information. All this proves that one of the girls we're working with might have gotten injured. Which is all the more reason to be nice to them, don't you think? Okay, but what about the girl who went missing? Are you suggesting we have a secret missing girl with us too? It's weird as all. 3 girls, 3 new girls in our class. It was 4 girls and 2 are dead. The other is missing. I fail to see your point. Haruka moved away from me to pivot on her heel and glare. You don't think this is weird at all? It's like, Not really. It's like, fine, I'll just sing it to the floor. And we can choose the only thing weird is you, what can we do, or I agree it's weird. Well, we will decide on how weird it is next time on Mug and Play. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. If you want to hang out with me some more, you can hang out with me over on Twitch, over at twitch.tv/mugandplay, or play games live. And also, we have a link in the description below where you can donate to this charity that I like. It's called Child's Play, and they get toys and games to kids in hospitals. And it's a really cool thing. You should check it out. And you can use the link below to donate to it. But thanks so much. I love you all, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye, everybody.